What's up, everybody? It's Katie, and this is my first guest, and as you can see, she has a major dark hole in the back that we needed to adjust. So we did a dynamic diamond pattern on a diagonal placement, and look at that. She looks like she has a full head of highlights, but it's really just a partial. We used Progress 20 volume, and then we toned with Mask 1023 and 1021. And this is my second guess. We use Liberty 30 volume underneath the dynamic diamond pattern. And the reason why we did this is because we wanted a fun pop of color, but we still wanted her to grow out really nice and naturally so that way she could tone at home herself. And we pre-toned with a new color red, and then I pre-mixed Alchemic Red and Oil Conditioner to a desired color. And then this is Taylor. And with Taylor, we're actually going to get into some like in-depth what do I do and why? So as you can see here, I'm going ahead and sectioning out her dynamic diamond, and Taylor has a hard side part. Shard part? Taylor has a hard side part, and so I wanted to showcase Taylor for that very reason. I feel like anytime you do someone's hair that's in the middle part, you know you're going to have equal dimension on both sides. But on the side part, that is where it becomes a little bit tricky. People are like, is it going to have the same amount of dimension? Yes. Yes, I have tried and true this method, and let me tell you, it is flawless. So with Taylor, we are going to be doing balayage teasy lights. So basically we're going to tease that base, add some highlights with Progress 20 volume, and we're going to leave more depth in the root at the back. And as we move forward, we're going to make that root less and less. And then for two foils, we are teasing and adding the highlights all the way up to where the tease will meet the highlight. So as here you can see, I'm fully saturating everything and then flicking it up towards the tease. And then in the third foil, so every third foil, I am doing an A shape of the lightener saturation. And just to show you, it's about a 1/2 inch sectioning, and I weave out what I want to leave out, which is what's dropped down. And here we are with this A sectioning. We're going to heavily saturate in an A shape. So in the middle, it's going to be your highest peak. And then towards the left and right, you're going to feather down. And now you may ask, Katie, why did you do that? Great question. So the reason why I leave more depth every third foil on the left and right is because it's going to marry the growth that she has underneath that with the very top. It's going to give more dimension on the top, but it's still going to be where she parts her hair, because remember, this sectioning goes off of her part, right? So that very center of that diamond sectioning is going to be where she parts her hair. So when you have that A shape, it's going to give you that highest point in the middle, and when it feathers down, you're going to get that really nice extra gradient, right? So this is perfect. So again, we're just going to continue on with Taylor, doing two foils with teasing and lightening all the way to the tease. And as I move towards her hairline in the front, you're going to notice that there's less and less teasing. And eventually I switch from teasing on the top to teasing underneath. And so what that does, if you tease on top, it leaves a lot of root on the very top. So what goes up must come down. So when you tease on top of the hair, it's going to leave more root. And as you get closer to the face, if you tease from behind, see there how I'm teasing up behind instead of on top, you're going to have more surface area, less tease on the very top. So you're going to be able to get that saturation and flick of the balayage blend closer to the root. Right? So here we are. I think this is an A-shape sectioning at this point. Yes, it is. And so on that sectioning, it's going to be closer to her root because we teased underneath, and she's going to have more depth towards the underneath, so it marries everything together. So again, in this sectioning, you're going to notice that I tease underneath, and then at this point, I just kind of flick all the little hairs out of my way so that way I can get a really good saturation where I want that balayage flick to be. So here we are saturating. Again, this is Progress 20 volume. And this is just so I can get a higher level of lift. Taylor does have, I personally would say in person, I mean, video always makes things look a little bit, off kilter at first, but her natural color I would say is somewhere between a level 6, maybe 5.5, and on the very underneath, but on the top she's definitely about a level 6. So I need a lot of lift. I need a lot more lift than I believe that I could do with an open air lightener. Plus, I want this to be a very fast experience for her. She doesn't get to come in to see her family very often, so she doesn't want to sit in my chair all day long, right? As much as I love to see her, she doesn't want to sit in my chair all day long. She wants to see her mom. She wants to hang out with her friends. So, in and out is what she wants to be, and in and out she shall be. So, as you see, there is less root here, and again, this is where we're going to flick in that A section, because this was the third foil. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And in these last couple of sections, you'll notice I'm still sectioning off and weaving, but there's less tease. And not only that, but I'm taking much, much, much smaller sections because around her face she has baby lights. And that's the cool thing about this. You can go with a face framing highlight or whatever you want around the hairline. You're really focusing on the minor details around the hairline and then the blend of everything marrying together in this dynamic diamond, right? So with having smaller sections, we are getting more lightness towards the face and still feathering, so that way it doesn't go from just a high bam impact highlight around your face into like a balayage in this pattern. It just blends more when you take smaller sections and then gradually get bigger towards the back, right? And as you see there, I did not tease at first with this section. I just kind of teased when it was already on the foil, so that way I get an even more natural blend from the money piece in the front into the dynamic diamond, right? And so here she is sitting and processing, and this is her at the bowl. So I went ahead and rinsed out her color. And so after we rinse out this lightener, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to shampoo yet. I know, you're like, Katie, why? Here's the reason why. Remember, she has tease in her hair. And I want to make sure that I am covering every single bit of hair that has been lightened. So what I'm going to go in with is the Circle Chronicles Let It Go. And this is going to help break apart that tease. I'm pre-breaking apart that tease with my fingers. And then from there, I'm going to go in with a wet detangling brush. And then after I detangle, I'm going to go in with the Essential Hair Care Solue shampoo and just go ahead and clarify everything out. Make sure all of the color residue is gone. Make sure all of the Let It Go is gone. And then that we have a nice clean surface to work on afterwards. But do you see how beautifully this blend is? And not only that, but how beautiful this tease is coming out with that circle Let It Go. I love, love, love these. And the pouches are only $10. Yes, $10. 10. So the one thing that I love, love, love the most about this clarifying shampoo, not that it matters in this case, because we're just shampooing out the color residue, but what I love about this one is that it is color safe. So even if you needed a clarifying shampoo at home after you have your color, you're totally safe to use this. So now we're going to go in and tone with Mask, 872 and 80. I love the picture of the man on the box on the 872. It is so funny. I don't know why a flipped mustache makes me giggle. It just does. And you want to know a cool fact about these mixing bowls too? Let me tell you, they have ridges on the very bottom of this bowl for this color line specifically, so that way when you mix your color, it is evenly mixing without air pockets, and you don't really have to have a whisk because the bottom of the bowl has ridges. And not only that, you can set your bowl in there and the ridges, or not the bowl, the brush in the bowl, and the ridges are going to catch the brush, so you're not going to get dirty. Girl, yes. And then we just did a pull strand at the end that you just saw, so that way that my clients love that I do that, because that means it ain't snapping. You're healthy, right? And then we're going to use the Heart of Glass Intense treatment. This is really good for blondes. And then we're just going to add some more conditioner and life and love back into this hair, detangle it at the bowl, let it sit for about 5-10 minutes, and then we're going to rinse it out and send her over to be styled. This is Taylor's finished look. It's the shine, it's the blend, it's the dimension, it's the happy hair for me. Oh, look at it. It's so pretty. And this is what it looks like outside. Oh, it's so pretty. So we used Progress 20 volume and toned with 8728055 mask. And this is my last guess. She is a foil balayage duo. So we use 1 to 1.5 Progress and 1 to 2 Liberty, and we added some balayage pieces underneath the dynamic diamond as well, just to give it some more lightness and brightness around the face. Oh, it's so pretty. We toned with Mask 102155, and this is the middle part sectioning. This is the side part sectioning. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Bye, guys.